Howdy, I'm Endymion for the Dork Times, etc., and I'm just gonna stretch. I'm just going through my stretch routine because I was doing a lot of fencing today. I understand that maybe some novices may neglect this, so it's just a good reminder to do your static stretches after you fence. I'm having trouble with my knees specifically, so I'm just gonna start with my whatever it's called, my knee stretch. I don't know. It's just me trying to keep my sort of hip as vertical as possible. You could also argue that it's decent for like a balance exercise. I usually try to hold each one for 15 seconds, and I'm literally just like pulling my heel into my cheek. And again, I'll just hold that for like 15 seconds. But I'm grabbing by the ankle, I'm not trying to like pull it up, I'm just like pushing it into itself. And I'm not going like this, I'm keeping it vertical because that makes the stretch deeper, it feels more effective. Particularly if I actually hold it or whatever. That's sort of the basic, yeah. I'm gonna go on the ground. I'm gonna go on the ground because most of these, charging cord is in the way. Most of these are on the ground. So I'm just gonna, shit, is that coming unplugged? Mike is having problems. Mike. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna throw this, oh no. I'm gonna push my hip, my leg out as wide as possible, and then I'm just gonna go down. I'm just reaching, and again, I'm just doing this for like 15 seconds. Usually it's like 10 to 12 to 15. That's how you want to count it out. But it's just consistent stretching. I'm not trying to go like super far with an explosive action because this is my cooldown. Same hip, or excuse me, different leg, same setup, go wide. And then pull across to the toes. If you can't do this one, I would say start like standing up and help have gravity like help you reach for your toes. And then if you can't do this right away, just like don't feel bad. Fitness is a process. Just so long as you consistently try. That's also where the worst struggle is. Alright, this one is gonna look weird, so I'm gonna go down right here, bringing my legs together, bring them roughly like a hand's breadth or more, hand's length or more, from my taint or whatever, and I'm just literally going down and stretching. This is to help the inside of the thigh. And again, like 15 seconds. This butterfly pose, not a huge fan of it, but it's mostly just like I don't like smelling my feet. Adjust the mic. I don't like the smell of my feet after fencing, of course, because it's shit ton of sweat and what have you. I guess I shouldn't curse anymore in these videos. No, I don't care. But yeah. Then for my shoulders, I'm just going to reach around, and I'm going to actually turn it. I need to adjust the mic again. I'm just going to bring my arm up behind my head. I'm just going to pull, and I'm going to lean so that I'm stretching all of this as much as possible. I don't know what any of these are called. I don't care. Just so long as you know how to do them safely or whatever. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong and need someone to help you out, maybe. But again, about 15 seconds. Then I switch. This one's not terribly effective in the long run. It's just like one that everybody knows. And it's like, okay, my side, my flank feels off, and down from my shoulder, down my flank feels weird. And the other stretch that everybody knows, drawing the arm up and across, and then just sort of pulling sort of to the center line with your offhand. And you don't want to like, this is the one that I see everyone like pulls across. I always like push to my center line because I was told by one of my instructors that when you're like pulling it out, it could like strain something. I didn't quite catch his full spiel, but just pushing to the center line to stretch sort of the outside of the shoulder or the bottom of the shoulder coming in, and switch. And I'm literally, like, I'm not grabbing. I'm literally just pressing with my wrist. It's fine. I have a lot of, like, wrist stretches that I do. We'll do those next. But yeah, first wrist stretch. Anyone who's in painting or drawing should know this one. Literally just extending my arm forward and pulling back with my fingies. It's simple. And again, if it hurts, stop. I feel things go tense, and I feel the actual stretch, but I'm not pushing until I can't move. And you'll do the reverse, which is pushing on the knuckles, pushing down. And again, it's not like a lot of force. You don't need to do a lot of force. It's just enough to get to the stretch. Tend to do these for, 10 to 15 seconds. And I emphasize my right arm a lot more because I'm right-handed, and I honestly need to balance out, like, the very little musculature that I have. Because that's one thing that a lot of sport fencing people don't do, is balance out the musculature. So if you favor one leg, if you're right leg dominant, you're going to have an unequal, like, one thigh is going to be much bigger than the other, or what have you. Let's see, let's do another wrist one. This one I will make like a 90 or a something approximating a 90-degree angle from my forearm up to my hand, back into my sternum, and I'm just going to press with my thumb up against my pinky knuckle. I'm going to wrap my pointer finger around my pointer finger knuckle on the arm that's stretching. I'm going to push with my thumb and pull with my pointer, so it's just here. Literally just twisting the hand. Something's been going wrong with my elbow a lot, so that previous one that we just did, that one helps a lot. Also, if you have like therapeutic putty or just a ball, if you just have a baseball or some kind of bouncy ball or something that doesn't have too much give to it, like if it's not, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know if a baseball would work, but just pressing it like onto the bottom of your forearm and just rolling with a lot of your weight on it, that stuff works just like beautifully. I've done that a couple times. It's like foam roller but a deep tissue massage. It's weird, but yeah. And again, I'm not trying to like dislocate my own hand. It's just enough pressure to get the stretch. That's something that people can like get overzealous with their stretches somehow. It's very weird. And then when I'm going upside down, I'm going to push on my pointer finger knuckle with my thumb. I'm going to wrap maybe my first two fingers around my pinky knuckle. I'm going to push with the thumb and twist with my pointer and middle finger. This is kind of stretching in the other direction or what have you. This one feels pretty good. I will say, I should probably talk about like other training regimen, like circuits and everything. I know that circuits, like doing aerobic circuits, are really good just to like build up your cardiovascular, just do cardio, and I'm so tired. I'm not an expert, but I'm literally just reiterating the incredibly fit, incredibly athletic people at the club, and the people who don't look athletic but are still very, very strong, like particularly my wrists are weak sauce, and then knuckle push-ups do a lot of work for your wrists. That's great. We're going to revisit the shoulders and just do these rolling actions where I'm just bringing it low and in and up and back. Just working the deepest, like, I don't want to say the most extreme breaths. This one works wonders. Like, especially if you need to work, like, heavy loads, just rolling your shoulders. That stuff works really well. Like, every time I started hurting at my last job, just doing that really helps. Might as well roll the neck. I'm just going to look in the direction where I'm heading with my head, so I'm just going to look to my right when I'm turning to the right. Look up to the side. And relax the shoulders as much as possible. That one makes you dizzy. That one gets you dizzy. Okay, what other stretches do I have? Oh, the hips. Outside of the hip. This one is going to look weird. So I'm bringing whichever hip I want to stretch. I'm going to shoot that leg forward and like horizontal like a bar. I'm going to shoot the other leg behind me. And I'm just going to lean over and go onto the ground. This one feels great. This one feels like right on the like bottom outside. I don't know how to describe it. But the outside of the hip. And I usually will like lean forward more. Then I'll bring it back. And again, just like 10 to 15 seconds. This one I learned from one of my... Oh, I should probably adjust the mic. This one, I learned the stretch from a friend of mine who fences in the SCA. They're a cool bean. Switch legs, and again, the hip that you're stretching is going to be like a close to horizontal beam. Shoot the other leg behind you, and just gently fall. This is the shit that's gonna keep me fencing for another 40 years if I can manage. If I can manage to keep this up. Definitely shifting forward and back, like you feel that stretch go differently. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not good at describing bodily sensations. But, you know, that's okay until I go to the doctor's office. Okay. There's a frog version where you, like, land on the inside of each foot and you're at, like, shoulder width with your heels, and then you're just posting in and back. And it looks kind of lascivious if there's anyone, like... I don't want to say people are going to watch you, but people are going to watch you. This is a weird and strangely... You don't need to say it. I don't need to say it. But this one also does outside of the hip. And then sometimes I'll do inside of the hip, where I'm literally just like in almost a not a what's the word? It's not a crouch. It's a squat. And I'm literally just pushing against the inside of my knees with my hands. And I'll hold that for like 5 to 6 seconds at a time. Release. And then go back. Release. I'm going to reach for my toes one more time, but both feet simultaneously. I've always hated this one. I hate this stretch. If you feel like you hate stretching, you are valid. Stretching is annoying. It's horrible. It's awful. But it's the shit that makes all of this sustainable. Like, if you have the proper strength, that's great. You also need to, like, take care of your tendons. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna do one that I'm not gonna recommend. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. I think that's all. I'm going to do more of that knee one where I'm shoving my heel into my buttock. Because my knees feel oh, wait. I'm going to roll. I'm just going to roll my ankles.